Is there any way that this is going to help alleviate the issues that we've got on the east side of the interstate?
Well, the east side, as far as what's labeled as the Little Bull Creek watershed,
Yeah.
well,
BC6 and...
BC6,
surrounding
correct, yeah, that area flows by gravity to the south lift station, which is in place.
Right.
This would partially unload that. I think probably, at least at this juncture, we would have to assume that south lift station would continue pumping north, and we're just looking to pick up this part on the east side. I'm really not prepared to start seeing what it would take to reroute the south lift station at this time. That's something we could look into as part of this discussion, but I think the main thing is just the areas on the southwest is of particular interest. Some of those, there's some existing, shall we say, temporary lift stations that are pumping back to the south lift station, which are contributing to its issues, or will once they're fully utilized.
So how does this work with the public-private partnership? Have we dismissed that entirely, or are they still coming back to us?
Comes back, there'll be a presentation on P3s at the work session, but I mean, it would be part of the consideration.
So we would be a partial investor in this, and then we would end up selling it or mortgaging it, I guess, to a public-private partnership. I mean, it seems like it's a lot of different agreements that we've lost even more control over, doesn't it? Doesn't anybody see it that way?
Well, I mean, I see this as, if we say, yeah, let's go ahead and explore this, I mean, let's just say for some reason, whenever we decided to go with the private-public partnership, I mean, this is not going to be done tomorrow, so this would be stopped, or there would be some sort of, I guess, agreement. It's almost like the two are running in parallel. But if we wait for the agreement between the public and private partnership and don't do anything with this, I mean, then we could potentially lose out.
That would be correct. This is fairly time sensitive because they are on a track. As part of, I think, the discussion Mr. Press and Mr. Belden have had, they need to kind of know whether we're in or out to proceed, at least with this exploratory phase. As I say, this gives us the cost estimates so we can make an informed decision as to where to go next.
So when do they need a decision?
It would be nice to proceed now.
Why wasn't it on the agenda if they...
This is very recent, and the conversation we had with the city of Edgerton about moving forward, and with the folks from Burns and Mac was that Thursday? Wednesday of last week. So it's been fairly short timeline. This is a matter of investing a few dollars at this point in time to see if there's reason to pursue this for the potential of saving of millions of dollars in the future, or cost avoiding millions of dollars in lift stations and wastewater essentials.
There's no reason to believe, with just the $14,000 investment at this point, that there's not a viable option for us to enter into this sort of group agreement. I mean, if we go through and they say it all looks good and then goes through the budgeting process, the bid process, there's an option there for us to do this, right? They're not going to come back up to the $14,000 from Burns and Mac and say, you know, this really doesn't work for you guys. You shouldn't have went down this way, and then we just paid them to say no, right?
The gravity situation and the wastewater watersheds doesn't change as a result of any conversation.
Perfect.
It's a matter of, is it worthwhile to the city of Gardner, given these numbers that they explore for us, to pursue this any further?
And this is to determine what those
proposed costs that we would incur, and as well as what we would avoid.
Basically, a preliminary engineering study to provide the information we need to make a decision.
So, from a consensus perspective, council, go ahead and...
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not in favor of it. I don't like commingling money between cities, especially when one city is going to have the bulk of the development and would have a, certainly a desire to have us pick up the tab for something that they may not be able to afford, so.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've had staff update, council, anything for staff?
I have just one more item. We have opened the recruitment for city administrator as of last Friday. As of today, I believe we have 35 resumes in tow, and I'm guessing that by the end of February, which is probably when we'll stop accepting resumes, we should have perhaps upwards of 100. So we will begin the process of checking on those resumes and sorting them out based on qualifications and things of that nature for your future consideration.
Great, thank you, Mike.
And Mayor, regarding your email that you sent us saying that only council members Harrison and Morrow would be involved in that first interview process, I'd like to be involved as well.
Well, I've made the decision that we're going to keep it as a 2 council members and a mayor, and then we don't have to worry about open meetings issues for the first sort. So that's the process we're
Do you
going to
have
follow.
the authority to do that?
Yes.
How so?
I have the authority to appoint with the approval of council, so if I so chose, I could bring a candidate forward. I don't propose that I do that. I propose that we follow this process. So
Well,
that's the decision.
And what's the reason you don't want the rest of us involved in it?
The rest will be involved when we narrow it down.
But I mean in the
to
early,
finalists. Because I want to ensure that the process is not going to go the way of the last, so.
But what specifically are you talking about when you say that?
The decision's been made, so.
Well,
thank
but
you.
one of the people that you have in that process is one of the people that went outside
No.
that went outside and got reviews of city council candidates.
I've made my decision. I made my decision.
No,
If you're unhappy, I'll be happy to spend as
I'm
much
telling you
time
right
as you
now, I am
like,
not
so.
happy. I think the
Okay,
entire
great.
council
Well,
should
thank
be
you very
involved
much.
in it, and I think the rest of the council should want to be involved in it. Don't you want to be involved in it?
Is there anything else?
Keith, do you want to be involved in it?
Is there anything else? You're out of order, Mr. Fodovich. Is there anything else?
From a staff perspective, I just wanted to send a great word of thanks for the video of the council meetings on, I checked this evening, and there were almost 200 views, so there was definitely something for a need, and folks have responded to that. So I think it's important that we recognize the work, because it was something that finally got put together, and I'm glad it's there. I was able to watch it, and I didn't like watching it from the backside, but it's fun to have the ability to do that only once.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion Broxman, second Harrison, that we adjourn. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all very much.